Hello, in this series we're going to be looking at gems on the Wonderswan that fulfill three basic requirements. 1. Can you play and understand the game as an English speaker? 2. Is it fun? 3. Is it worth the price of admission? If you remember in my first Wonderswan video, I covered the history of the Japan-only system, some of the quirks of the console, and even did a game review. So if you haven't checked that one out yet, I really do recommend that you take a look at it. It'll kind of give you some background before going into this video. You can click a link below to check it out. So we're going to be reviewing Rockman and Forte Challenger from the future, also known as Mega Man and Bass. This game is sort of a semi-port of the 1998 SNES game. It had the same name. Did come out in 1999, which was before the GBA port of the SNES game. The game shares some similarities, some of the scenario, but ultimately it really has too many differences to even consider it the same title. The gameplay is pure Mega Man, but it has the twist of having Bass. Mega Man can slide, he can charge his shots, it's just traditional Mega Man gameplay. Bass, on the other hand, he can dash, he can shoot in way more directions, he can double jump. At first, I thought this was the way to go, but the downside of Bass is that he can't run and shoot at the same time, and his shots are way weaker than Mega Man's. So take a look at this here. Average enemies take 2+ shots to kill with Bass, whereas Mega Man kills them in 1 shot. Not to mention you can't charge your shot like Mega Man can, so stronger enemies seem to take an eternity to kill. I think this is why my favorite character to play in this game is still Mega Man. There's just too many enemies here that will dive bomb you, that require you to kill them instantly, and Bass just doesn't allow you to do that. Mega Man isn't as mobile, but in these tight spaces, Bass's double jump doesn't really help you avoid enemies that much anyways, so it's really just kind of more for the ease of platforming and getting some special tucked away items. To further this point, take a look at this mini-boss here. He's going to come up through the ground with his hand, and he destroys the ground or the platform that he comes up through. So you kind of have to kill him within a certain amount of time, otherwise you're basically screwed. And it's easy to do with Mega Man. But with Bass, it kind of just turns him into a bullet sponge, and generally speaking, you have to be very careful, otherwise you're going to die. Should also note that there are times that utilize the vertical control scheme for the Wonderswan. Now, it's a nice twist to the gameplay. It's nothing amazing, but it does service the level design itself, so at least there's that. Many of the levels are quite fun, but I should say also that overall, they don't feel overly inspired. They're not as interesting as your classic Mega Man levels. The graphics are solid here. I do wish they were in color. But oh well, everything is clean and clear and the animations are very smooth. My only real complaint is that graphically it feels a bit like squished, like I feel like you should be able to see more of the level. I would have preferred like a 10 to 20% reduction in sprite size if that meant seeing a little bit more of the stage. That said, it's not nearly as bad as the GBA port. I haven't played it, but from what I've seen, it just seems really claustrophobic and tight. In terms of the sound, it's quite good. The music, it's okay, it's not amazing though. It's nothing that compares to the classic Mega Man tunes. I'm not humming them in my head afterwards, so that's a little bit disappointing. Can you play and understand it as an English speaker? Yes, there's a story about the futuristic Rockman shadow that comes to your time, and you and Bass have to team up and fight him, but it's not really that important. Mega Man stories are fun, but it's all about the gameplay in these type of games. Is it fun? Yes, it is, but conditionally. I like the Mega Man series, but I'm not a diehard. So this is a fun game, but even I know that it doesn't compare to many of the other titles in the series. So something about the combination of the level design and music just not being up to par with what you would expect is a little bit disappointing. Is it worth the price? Now, the price wavers between $25 and $60 plus shipping, generally from Japan, depending on the condition, of course. Mine was around $40 total, I believe. Now, if you can catch it at a lower price, and you're a fan of the series, then I think it would be worth the cost of admission. So is this Wonderswan game something that you, as an English speaker, should add to your collection? Let's cut away to Dominus Johnanus to let us know. Well, I agree, Dominus, and the reason why is because if you can get this game under $40, I think it's a good pickup for your collection. I think that anything above $40 goes into the realm of not being worth it, even for your diehard Mega Man fans, just because it just isn't quite... It's good, it's just not quite up to snuff with the other games in the series. So you don't want to be gouged on this game, but it definitely is a must-have for your collection if you're patient enough to wait for that price. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more Hard for Games, subscribe to see new episodes every Tuesday.